Hey everybody, Andy Ramay here from the Ramay Law Firm. You know me as the Rainmaker. I'm going to talk to you again about insurance. Lori, my paralegal, asked me, Andy, why do you care so much about insurance and telling people about And I said, well, again, one of the first things when you speak to somebody about a car wreck case is, as a lawyer, is you look to see how much insurance is available to protect the person. And of course, you've got the liability insurance is the first thing you look to, whoever the liable parties are. But sometimes that's not enough. As I told you before, $25,000 is all you're required to have in Georgia. And if you have a case that's worth more than $25,000, or if the person doesn't have $25,000 at all to begin with, maybe they're forgot to pay their insurance premium, then the only other thing you can do is fall back on your coverage. And the cases that I've handled in the past, when I sit down and talk to my clients about coverage and what it is, most of the time they don't understand what is. They didn't even know they had or why they should have But almost 95% or better, I would say, of the people, once I explain to them what insurance coverage is, not only do they not know what it is generally, they usually go and change their policy. So once they learn what it is and they learn how important it is, they go change their policy. But unfortunately, if you've already been in an accident and you change your policy, that doesn't help you any with the accident that you've already been in. So it's important to make sure you look at your policy and make sure your policy has sufficient amount of particularly add-on insurance. I've had some cases where people have but they have the reduced which is not the coverage you want. Another thing out there to think about is, not only is there for personal injury, so if you're injured in an accident and there's not enough coverage on the liability side, the person that hit you, or the person doesn't have any insurance at all, there's for bodily injury. There's also for property damage. And with the cost of cars rising, if the liability person only has $25,000 in liability for property damage, and you're driving around in a $75,000, or I've seen some SUVs up in $100,000, but an SUV, and then your vehicle gets totaled, you need sufficient coverage for your property damage in case the other person doesn't have insurance, or if they don't have enough insurance. So again, as I said earlier, make sure you look at your policy. If you have an online version, log in there, look at your declarations page, your deck page, find out what kind of coverage you got. Make sure you look into it before it's too late.